I wanted to share something that I don't understand. So this is one of the symptoms, at least I think of it as one of the symptoms of my autism. Synesthesia. Do you know? Synesthesia is basically when you can, when not you can, when you don't have control over it, but some senses like fuse in your brain. So in my case, when I see things, I also feel their texture. I cannot describe it better than this. So when I look at something, I know how it feels when I touch it. And so I think I have heightened senses. I have heightened sound sensitivity and light. And this is why I wake up really early, because even like today, for example, I woke up around 5:20 because it was slightly brighter than total darkness. So I had a little sun coming through my window, and I usually cover my eyes with my scarf. And of course, I have to use earplugs when I sleep. We will talk about this. Anyway, so some slight like ray of sunshine hit my eyes, my closed eyes, and I woke up. So that's my sensitivities. But one of them, and when I was small, when I was a kid, I had horrible, horrible hypersensitivity. It's called proprioception. So basically, or what's it called? Proprioception is when you move your body, right? And there is one interoception, I think. It's when you feel kind of inside of your body. So if I had stomach ache, it would be everywhere. Like my whole body would feel stomach ache. If I had anything that you could feel inside of your body, I would feel it. Like I can feel my heartbeat, no problem. I can feel my breathing. It's like some people like spend years, in meditation. They try to learn like, oh, I can feel my breathing now. For me, I've been always trying to stop feeling. Like I can feel my heartbeat. I just sit in a car drive. I stop for a traffic light. I'm like, da-dum, da-dum, da-dum. I'm like, no, stop it. Anyway, and so one of these things is my fusion of my vision and my tactile experiences. So I usually know how things feel when I look at them. And I don't know if that's a symptom. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. I don't know. It is called synesthesia, and nobody really kind of described it to me as a part of autism. And I've never heard of this as being part of autism. I read about it separately. But this is one of the most kind of interesting experiences that you can have, is you see something, let's say you see a piece of metal, a piece of plastic, and you know the temperature, you feel the temperature around you, right? And you touch it and it's exactly like that. I remember one time I was riding my bike off-road, right? So not on the road. On the road, it's very plain, simple, boring. But I was riding off-road and I was riding on rocks. And I see there is a bigger rock. And I realize I have no way to avoid it. And I will run over it. And in my brain, I can sense how it will feel to run over this rock. I feel it in my shoulders because, on a bike, you have handlebars, right? So whatever you hit will eventually hit you here. And so I run over this rock like half a second later, and it's exactly 100% how I imagined it. It was so crazy. Yeah. Which part of my body can calculate that? Like the size, the shape, the speed, the impact of that rock, and how like it will hit my suspension on the bike. I don't understand it with my mind. Like no scientist could ever explain it, calculate it. But I felt it in my brain, and it was like, boom, in an instant. And I actually have goosebumps just talking about that. I remember that experience so vividly. And so that's one of the things. And so here's the good thing. One of the things how I can use this is when I give people massage. My son, he is like 7 years old now. And he's told me many times, Daddy, you can give massage really well. Why? And I think it's that reason, because I know how things feel when you touch them, right? So by looking, I can also know how it feels. And so let's say with muscles, it's like that. I know this muscle is like this, like that muscle is like that. And so if I massage it this way, you will feel that. If I massage this way, you will feel another way. And so depending on the part of the muscle, you have to massage in a different way. And so I think that is one of the good points. Like in regular life, especially before when I used to eat a lot of sugar, it was really frustrating to stop. Like I could not stop it. It's like you look at the cloud and you imagine it's like, oh my God, it's water. It must be cold. It's windy, and you can't stop that. Since I stopped having so much sugar, I lowered my sugar intake. I can control it much better. And so now it's kind of, instead of disadvantage, now it's a kind of good thing. So anyway, this is one of the experience that I have. I don't know if anybody else has it. Do you? So if you have something like that, please share it in the comments. I'm really curious to know.